forget.
Okay. So did Jason go over with you just on, you're getting the soap guy, correct?
Yep, I am getting the soap guy, and
Okay.
I will have Jason be here when the soap guy's here, because I know he has to adjust something with the
Okay.
airflow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I will talk to Mark on my way home as well. But I will have Mark email you Joey from Yamamoto's information, so that way when the soap guy gets here, he can contact Joey if he's got any specific questions.
Okay.
Inside of this box are all of your manuals.
Okay.
So there will also be programming manuals in here as well. So the soap guy can also use this to reference any hookups.
What are the keys for in there?
So this key will open to get behind here. So it's pretty much for service. If you are going to utilize us for service,
right,
then that key will access these two to get behind these displays.
Okay.
So that's what this gold key is, and then there's two sets of silver keys, one set for each. It is a matching key, so it doesn't matter, but it will allow you to open this bottom section and get inside of the washer here.
Right.
Shouldn't really be any need for you guys to get in there for any reason. I just leave them unlocked. But it's just pull on the left side, turn down 90 degrees, and then pull in it. And then you just shut it, turn it up, and close.
Okay.
So again, mainly for service purposes, not for normal operation.
Okay.
The only manual that comes with your Speed Queen dryer is just this one sheet of paper. So this one sheet of paper in several different languages just tells you to go to alliancedoc.net. That's where program manuals, installation manuals, operations manuals, all of that stuff is all located online.
Okay.
So you can decide to keep that or not, or you can always just give us a call and we can send you whatever you need.
Okay.
So that's just kind of going over manuals. So operation, your soap trays are inside of these cabinets on both sides. Once the soap guy gets here, you will no longer use these soap trays. They will stay in there. But you can just pull out your soap tray, put some soap in either cup. So both cups will dump. When it goes to enter soap.
So I'm putting the Tide in here up to where?
Just like a cup full. So same amount you would use for your normal loads.
Okay.
Because this is a front loader and a commercial machine, it doesn't take a lot of soap. Most people put way too much soap in their laundry to start with.
Right.
So just if you're using just a normal container of Tide, fill the cup, dump it in one of these two cups.
Okay.
And so it's got little tabs on the side of it. And there's little grooves right here. So if you just slide the cup forward, it will stop it where it needs to, it just falls into that groove and that will stay. And then during the cycle, when it calls for soap, it will just lean those forward and dump them and place them right back up how they are right now.
All right, and if I wanted to use like a vinegar as a fabric softener, I can put the vinegar in this one maybe, or?
It's gonna dump at the same time.
At the same time, okay.
Yep, so again, once, if you have that conversation, so typically your soap vendor will, so you obviously have soap, but they may have some different things like that, fabric softeners, vinegars, that they can also program to dump into your machine when you want them to. So that'll just be conversations you'll have to have with them. We don't do soap at all, so I can't speak to all the specifics on it. So again, put your soap in the cup, you'll close the door. So when you come to your screen for right now, all of these programs are all the same. So there's 1 through 20 programs all together. All you will do is just hit program number 1 and then hit the start button.
Okay, so it's saying that it's going to take 16 minutes.
So this particular cycle is set up for 16 minutes. So that will be, it will go through, so basically wash 1, it tells you what it's going to do during wash 1. Cold water, it'll fill up to level 5, rotate and pause, and then washes like a medium soil level, and then it's going to drain. And then wash 2 does very similar things. So again, what is programmed in here right now is very general. It will allow you to, to complete some wash cycles, but and then same 3, 4 is very similar, and then extract. That's basically going to show it's a high-speed extract.
Right.
So it's going to spin as fast as this machine can possibly spin in high to extract that remaining water off of the clothes that it can, and then it will drain, and then it will be complete.
Okay.
And it will sound an alarm once the cycle completes. At that point, the door will unlock. These doors will not open in the middle of a cycle. So once you have started, you have got to hit the stop button. It will complete a drain, so you can't, obviously dump a bunch of water. Once it completes that drain, it will unlock the door. So basically your door function is just pull and open, and then push close and close.
Okay. If I want to wash on hot water instead of the medium temperature
It is
water?
not programmed with hot in there now. I can call and try to get because you're gonna wash for a while before.
I would probably say like maybe for a few days, maybe over the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to call Joey if I can get him at this time of night. It was just my understanding you guys were gonna have a soap vendor come in, so
yeah.
I don't
Sure.
have. We don't program these very often because
Sure.
99.9% of folks get a soap vendor
Right.
for these heavy duty OPL machines. So.
It's okay if you can't get them in. We can
Okay.
definitely wash on medium if you can't easily get it to.
Okay, and if nothing
yeah.
else, if I can't get Joey, I can always call and try to walk somebody through it, maybe Jason or
Yeah.
have Joey call
Okay.
and have Jason walk through it as well. So once you're done with your clothes here, they will go into whichever pocket of the dryer.
So that machine I can stuff silly, right? I can stuff it all the way
Yes.
to the brake, to the right. I don't need to have an arm, because usually they say you have to be able to fit your arm in there for the other machines.
No,
Okay, stuff it silly.
These machines they're built way heavier than they need to be. They will last you as long as you need them to last, and you can stuff those clothes in there. And so these are 30-pound machines. So what Mark has done when you guys talk, so these are 45-pound dryers. So
Yeah.
you have that extra little bit of room. So you like
Right.
to upsize your dryer.
Yeah.
I think it's 15 to 20%. But you just pack these full, and then the extract on these, like I was talking about, spins really fast.
Right.
It gets so much more water out of your clothes and dampness out of your clothes than like your residential washing machine.
Right.
They don't come out dry, I won't tell you that, but
Right.
they come out, a lot less damp.
And I can do a partial load as well.
Sure.
If I want to. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's also tub sensors in here.
Yeah.
So say you were going to wash one towel.
Yeah.
It's not going to fill it all the way full or 3/4 of the way full just to wash one towel. So, but yes, you can do partial loads, you can do full loads, stuff them in, and then dryer, same thing. You just pull your door open. You'll put your clothes in, just close the door, and then, so you see these red arrows right here?
Yeah.
That's your indicator so you know your difference. So this is your top pocket,
Right.
lower unit, and it also says it on there as well.
Okay.
So once you close the door of the dryer, you will run through your cycles. Has Mark sent you the cycle list
Yeah,
yet?
he sent that to me.
Okay,
of all the
so-
different type cycles that's
Okay,
available.
cool. So there's 30
Yeah.
pre-programmed cycles in there.
Yeah.
I would recommend with towels you do some sort of heavy cycle.
Okay.
And basically all that's going to do is it's going to fluctuate your temperature. So whether it's medium, high temperature, and then it'll also be a shorter or longer cycle, depending on which one you select. And you'll just have to play with which one works. If for some reason, 3 months from right now, you're running through a ton of cycles, like I
Yeah.
just can't figure it out,
Yeah.
we can go through and actually dial it in a little bit better. But
Okay.
most of the time, within those 30 cycles, people can find something that works for their application. So again, up and down, select your cycle, and then you're just going to hit the start button.
Okay.
And it'll think for a second, and it'll fire up, and then you're gonna hear a ticking noise.
Mm-hmm.
Here, just a second.
Oh, wow.
Hear that tick?
Yeah.
So that's basically the igniter fire in the fire. So you know that once that ticking noise stops, there's fire there, we're drying clothes.
Okay.
So, and then if you want to stop at any point in time, just hit the red stop button, and you can hit it a second time, and that will just clear that cycle out, and you can start it over if you wanted to. So if you knew you had, say you stuffed that really full, and you know, like, okay, I need to run it 2 times, you walk in here, there's only a minute left, just hit double stop and then start the cycle, you know, start it back over, or however that works. So once a day, if you guys are doing a lot of laundry, you need to clean out your lint filters.
Sure.
Okay, so this particular knob right here, you just take and turn it to the left and pull this out, and then you're just gonna wipe it, all the lint off of it, throw it in the trash can. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So you'll feel it. There's just a little hump. You just got to lift it up just a little bit.
Oh, wow, it comes all the way out. Okay.
Yeah, it'll come all the way
Cool.
out. You put it right over your trash can and clean it out, and then just slide it right back in. We're getting on the sideways end of it here. And then just turn it right up.
Okay, great.
It's pretty user friendly. And I was kind of explaining to Jason a little bit earlier how soap vendors work, and they're a lot better at explaining the type of different programming and dialing in that they can do than I am, because again, we just don't do it. So.
Right. And then what is this thing over here? So that looks like it's it stays open, right?
Well, so I was going to talk to you about that, and I also need to talk to Jason about it. So this louver is a fresh air intake. So I told you there's fire in here. One of the things that fire needs is oxygen, right? It's a very small space. You don't want it trying to pull oxygen out of your facility. So Jason put this louver, we ordered it for him, he put it in, and so basically the little switch that we had, we got sent the wrong switch. That will so we ordered a switch that will mount inside the dryer, so when the dryer comes on, the louvers will open.
Right.
When the dryer goes off, the louvers will close. So the switch we have is a 2 amp switch. This is 5 amps, so they just sent us the wrong one. So I need to call and talk to Jason. I didn't find out till the end of today. So what I've done is I've just cracked open the louvers for right now. And I also need to talk to Jason about a guard on the outside, but that's not anything that you'll need to be worried about. I'll just have him do that. But so basically, you can run the dryer right now. Our office has got the new switch on order already, and then somebody will just run right up to put it on. But for temporary, I have dislodged this actuator right here, so I can crack that open, so you have that fresh air.
Right.
And again, I'll talk to Jason about it. I apologize.
Sure, no problem.
Just one of those little ordering snafus. So.
Is it possible that it might malfunction, like the little switch in the future, and that will open when the thing is on? And...
No, it should not. I mean, it's obviously something to keep an eye on, but if the dryer does not, so there's 2 things that'll happen. Either A, your dryer will just tell you, hey, I don't have enough fresh air, and there'll be an error code, and you just call the office and we'll say, okay, well, it's probably due to fresh air. What you'll also find is, like if you close that door, you'll hear a whistling noise from that door because it's trying to get air from outside. Walk in and you'll look and maybe that louver's not open. But those switches last a super long time. I mean, we have laundries that have louvers like that. They're the size of this window. Because there's 20 of these dryers in a row. So there may be 3 or 4 of them, and they're all daisy chained together and just last for a super long time. So that would not be a concern of mine. That once we get that other switch in, that it will be fine. So
And the ductwork is so short, we don't have to worry about it being clogged all the time like we did with our previous
you
dryer.
won't
there.
have to worry about that
Such
at
a
all.
short run,
So it's
yeah.
this is 10-inch, so your other dryer's 4-inch.
Yeah.
Also with the 4-inch, most of the time they put like a flexible duct in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And what happens is it gets going like this, and then all the bellies in there tend to
Yeah.
collect lint.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not a smooth surface, so all this duct work, I mean, it's same on the inside as outside. I mean, super smooth.
Mhm.
It's gonna go right out. I mean, we run runs of duct work like this for 20 or 25 feet.
Oh,
This is
wow.
probably one of the shortest runs of duct work we've ever
Wow,
put
okay.
in.
That's nice,
So
yeah.
so it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's best case scenario. Obviously, the shorter,
Yeah.
the run, the better.
Right.
But it just doesn't always work out like that. So
Right.
depending on how the building's designed, and
Right.
so other than that, things went pretty well. So we basically what we did with the drain.
Mhm.
This was one of the things that I was just a little sketchy about. So we took both machines to one pipe.
Yeah.
We ran it all the way over underneath here. And I just took it and
Oh,
dumped it
nice.
down
Yeah.
inside of there. So
That's pretty clever. Yeah.
it was a pain, but
Uh-huh.
we got it in there. So I ran both of these machines at the same time.
Mhm.
Hit start.
Mhm.
They drained at the same time. No issues with backing up. So,
Nice, yeah.
should be good to go. That was one thing, trying to utilize a shower drain, because
Yeah.
like at a laundry and some of our hotels, they have what we call pits. And it's just a giant concrete that's, it's basically just a big old bowl of concrete that's like this deep, and the machine just dump right in there. So we don't deal with smaller ones too often, so it happened to work out really well. And,
Yeah, thank you for thinking of a clever way of doing this so I didn't have to break up the concrete, because that would have been a huge expense. you
yeah,
know?
it would have been and a huge mess.
Yeah.
Concrete dust is terrible. Just sticks to everything.
Yeah.
So, but it worked, so that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I don't have any
one
other-
more thing I want to make sure I tell you. Mark may or may not have went over this with you already. So these machines have oilers on there. Okay, this little device right here.
Uh-huh.
They have to be changed every 6 months. So
Mhm.
it will run that oil dry. So it's self-oiling. So there's no regular maintenance associated with these machines. This is it. So
Mhm.
what we tell people is, you got your Google Calendar or whatever, just set it every 6 months. So on this back side, I wrote today's date.
Okay.
And then there's a little bitty dial on top here that's 0 through 12. So we set that to the rate, so 6 months. So there's a little arrow, we set it to 6, and then it'll basically utilize this up in 6 months. So we carry these at the shop, so you got one on here, one on there. Every 6 months, if you're good about changing those out, you won't have any issues.
Okay, so we'll have you guys come out to change them out every
Yep.
6 months.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
And then are you able to like service the dryers at the same time?
Yeah, sure. We
just
can
take a
look at them.
Yeah.
They're pretty maintenance free as well. But what we would basically do is just pull the backs off, just make sure the belts and everything are looking good. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you just want to set up a reminder to give us a call, at 5.5 months or something, give us a couple of weeks. We run pretty hard and we got a
Sure.
pretty big coverage area, so we'll
Yeah.
just we can come up and swap
Yeah.
that out if that's what you
I'll
like.
do that. Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Is this the only like spot in the area that has one of these Yamamotos, or?
As far as I know, so we're the North American distributor. So when it comes from Japan
Yeah.
to the United States, it comes
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
And then we have some distributors across the United States, but there's not, compared to other brands of machines, there's just really not a ton of them out there
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But so University of Illinois, one of our really big customers, have several of these that we've put in for the last couple, and they love them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're hopefully here in about a month, we're gonna go put 2 more, a lot bigger than this, in about twice the size of this machine in down there, and they already have 6 or 8 of them, and just
That's really cool. Yeah, I watched a video about Mr. Yamamoto.
It's
You know,
pretty-
it's really interesting.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So Mark and Joey, who manages Yamamoto North America for us, they've actually been over to Japan and visited with him. And
Yeah.
said he's just, I've never met the guy,
Yeah.
can't personally say, but it's pretty incredible the way he builds these machines. You know, Speed Queen's a great brand. Alliance has been around for a long time. It's here in Ripon, Wisconsin,
Yeah.
the manufacturing facility, but they're just not built like these.
Yeah.
These
It's
are
like
built-
military grade. Yeah.
Yeah, they're built to go.
Yeah.
So, and they made one that is bigger than this room.
Wow,
Don't
that's
know what it
crazy.
is. It's pretty-
Yeah.
So it'll do 250 pounds a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
So we have one at our shop right now that they do a clean show down in Atlanta, and you know, trying to get the word out about Yamamoto and everything, and so they're taking one of those big ones down there, and
Yeah.
I forget how many tons it weighs, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah. And they're only a little bit more. I was looking at getting a Waska mat. This is only a little bit more expensive. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll be really happy with your investment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just from an OPL or on-premise laundry standpoint, like what you guys have, you you spent the money, but you spent it in the right place. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
really did. So cool.
Yeah, well, thank you for all your hard work for the past couple days getting these assembled.
Yeah, sorry.